All the footage from today's video is taken May 25th, 2016. The first part of this video, and the majority of what I'm concentrating on here, is the Clubhouse Pad. The foundations are being poured. They're moving incredibly quick today. Everything that you see is taken today. As you can see here, all the trucks are lined up. At one point I counted 13 concrete trucks lined up ready to pour into this, and I do not know what it's called, machine in the middle that's actually pumping the concrete up quite high and then back down to wherever they're pouring. So they're all dumping in the same location, and then this vehicle in the middle is what's deciding where it gets poured. So this is only the eastern building, the main portion of the clubhouse. They have not started pouring or cutting. Let me rephrase that. They have started cutting some of the pro shop and spa building, but everything that's getting poured is on the east side. So this is more of an aerial view. Again, you can see that they've poured quite a bit. This was taken around 11 a.m. So all of this was poured in a matter of a few hours. There's a crew of about 15 people working and organizing the pouring of the concrete, and like I said, at one point there was about 12 trucks that were lined up just waiting to dump. But just wanted to get some footage of the concrete foundation being poured. So again, here's a more close-up of the actual machine. The green pipe that you see is what the concrete's actually being pumped through, and then down here in the center of the screen now is the vehicle that's doing it. And as you can see, all these trucks are lined up. These are all ones that are filled and still waiting to pour. Once they pour, they're usually on their way. So 2, 4, 6, there's 11 in here alone. The abyss in the upper left-hand corner is now filled 160 feet. They're only about another 20 feet, I believe, away from being complete. So what used to be the center point of the whole project, the abyss, is now almost flat and level with everything else. So here's the old lake on number 5, just ahead of Ladies' Tee, and then as soon as we come over this, you can see how drastically it drops in what they're cutting. They are currently taking the sand that used to be in 5 and 16 fairway and bringing that down to the abyss to fill that portion up. Now we just have a simple flyover from old number 5 tee, future number 10, going west towards the Midway Grill. Apologize for the propellers in the image here, but when this thing gets moving at 30 miles an hour, it's so tilted the propellers show. But down here is 10 green, 11 tee, and 11 tee is going to go off and shoot to the left here. Out in the distance is old 10 and 11. On the left-hand side here is old 14, future number 12. And what we're flying over right now is a huge majority of the home lots that'll be built. As you can see, we're coming back into the Chandler pit, which will be holes 15 through 18, 1, 2, and 3. And again, we are directly over what's going to be home lots. So this entire hill on the right-hand side will be basically removed at some point, and you can see that they've started the process now with taking the scrapers up and removing that hill to fill the abyss. And again, off to the left is the Clubhouse Pad. So here, 6 and 7 has now been completely shaped, drainage installed, irrigation installed, cart path base, which is just off to the left, installed, drainage in the cart path, and now everything but greens and green surrounds on 5 through 8 has been capped in 1 foot of sand. So this is just to kind of show, not the final, but getting close to the final grade and spec of here, holes 6 and 7. And again, once we get up to the green, you'll be able to see the drainage underneath. That's because a different sand will be used to cap the greens and green surrounds. But everything else is now shaped and ready to go. Again, this is number 7 now, coming back up the hill, cart path to the left. The Ladies' Tee for 7 will be, relatively speaking, underneath that pine tree off to the left, which is where the fairway about will start. This hole comes up. You can see a bunker that'll be on the left hand side right at the screen now, and then the stone pine, which will be the ideal location for the approach shot back into the green. There is a much more severe elevation change between the tee on the right and the fairway on the left that doesn't really show in this image. And again, the future 7th green, drainage installed, and getting ready to have the 18 inches of sand material put in on this hole. And then finally, this is just sort of an overall view. A lot of the trees are gone. This hill in the distance that used to be 4 green, 5 tee, and 17 is going to be eliminated. And you can kind of see the view beyond the distance and how that's going to look. These will actually be the last 2 holes that are finished as far as the golf course goes. When those holes are done, the golf course will be done and will be open shortly thereafter.